Hey guys, what's going on? It's Griever back here behind the bar as usual, giving you guys the latest in the One Piece chapter review. This time it's chapter 916, entitled Wano Country Sumo Wrestling. Now, once again, of course, this will be a no panels review. And just before we get underway with the chapter review, guys, I want to extend my condolences to the other YouTubers. It seems like I was under one of the first waves of attack from Shueisha that I am aware of, with my channel being deleted, too many copyright strikes, you're done. I contacted YouTube as well, saying I want to start the appeal process, because that's what a lot of the other guys are doing. I never had this happen before, so I didn't know that you still could appeal to YouTube saying that it was under fair use. I just thought, okay, I'm supposed to do that. But no, I got no response from Shueisha. I did get a response from YouTube. Unfortunately, because my channel was deleted within 2 days and had no chance to go through the appeal process, they can't do anything about it. So, nonetheless, new channels up and stuff, but I've heard about a lot of other people. King Lightning has two, even Tekken 101 got one. Not too sure about Roger's Base or Joy Boy or anybody else, but I've been hearing, I know Jorge got a few, things like that. There's a lot of people are getting strikes all of a sudden, so Shueisha's cracking down. It's nice to know that I wasn't targeted for some reason. It's just, it's happening to everybody, and I was just under the first wave of attack, shall we say. Either way, guys, enough political shit. Let's get underway with the actual chapter, because we open with, of course, the end of the last chapter with top knots. Nah. I mean, are they a big deal? I mean, everyone, all the Straw Hat crew seems to be getting them, you know, that kind of deal. Maybe they must just be in style. That's why he's crying. That's why big Mr. Sumo Wrestler, that's why he's crying. He's not yelling at Kiku because of, you know, pride or being scorned or any of that. No. It's just, that's the style, and now he needs to go to a barber. And barbers, at least here in this country, that's $21.95 for a haircut. He doesn't want to pay that haircut. So all he wants is quite literally the $21.95. I think it's perfectly reasonable. Like, he did not ask for the haircut. He wants his money back, or he wants money in compensation to go to a barber and get it done. Now, of course, I'm joking, guys. I am joking. Of course, the top knot is it's a prideful stance of samurai warrior class, you know, in the caste back in feudal Japan. It's very reminiscent of that here. Of course, all of Wano Country is going to be very, very before the Meiji era of Japan, feudal Japan, a lot of that stuff. And for any fans of manga for a long time, of course, we've come across a lot of this stuff before in other series. So none of us are very new to it, but you can tell it's like, uh-oh, this is kind of a big deal. I do want to make one note about the whole floating house thing above the sumo match area. I don't know a whole lot about sumo wrestling, though I am aware that that's a decoration hung up on strings above a sumo match, usually done in Japan, actually. A lot of people are saying Shiki because living legend, coming back into the story, that kind of stuff. I don't even like Shiki. I think Shiki should have stayed movie only. I don't think Shiki should have been canon. I don't like the character. I don't like it. I didn't see the movie, but I don't even like. No. So I am saying that I am not going to be acknowledging that this is a sign that Shiki's in Wano, because for one thing, why would Shiki go to Wano after escaping Impel Down and, oh, Kaido, you want your mid-diff characters to, you want me to float up a couple of houses for sumo matches? I mean, I can do it for you, buddy, no big deal. Why would he do that? Why would he get involved? It just seems so silly. I feel like people are just trying to see something that's not there. Just because we're not seeing the strings doesn't mean the strings aren't there. They just didn't draw them. Some people are saying Doflamingo with the strings is holding up. Once again, why would he do that? And what a waste of their talents. These are superpowered. We're not talking about someone with just an easy devil fruit here, you know, with no other combat prowess or anything. We're talking about warlords and living legends literally holding up a decoration for a sumo match. I'm totally against these theories. Just wanted to put that out there. Now, the rest of the chapter goes on. We see that he's, of course, he's very upset and stuff, and he has a right to be. I gotta say, I gotta feel for Mr. Sumo. He's got a. I mean, the top knot is a prideful thing and stuff, but not only that, it was done in public. In public, he was not only scorned by a woman, he also had his top knot cut off and got the better of him removed in a public crowd of people. It's just so shameful. I mean, we've seen the whole comedy sketch with Tama and the shame thing. It's a warrior shame. No, this is a big deal. This is a big deal to any warrior. And now, I gotta say, I don't like that Kiku's here playing the, oh my, oh I'm so sorry, sort of playing the girl again, because I'm just like, you just showed you were badass, like the facade's over. Stop with the facade. And a lot of people are saying that because she's drawn differently, this could be a man pretending to be a woman. Yeah, I can kind of see that too. There's a lot of possibilities this could be. This Kiku woman, she's all over the place. Like I can't get a fix on her, because why would she keep up this facade? Because of course he's very pissed off. He's just like, you know, you did this to me, and he's gonna sumo thrust. He's gonna do like the gear fourth, you know, thing with the thrusting and all that stuff. But he does not. He does not. Well, he does, but Luffy stops him. But during this whole exchange, the only thing is that she keeps saying, "Oh no, please, I'm so sorry. You know, you're not the type of person that would hit a woman, would you?" And he's just like, "Die, you filthy half-human harlot." You know, and that's when Luffy comes up with, you know, Gomu Gomu no thrust. And then Luffy, looking like an absolute tank here, I gotta say, they managed to both catch themselves on the ropes, because now he's in the actual ring. And the trick is, of course, in sumo wrestling, very, very basic. I know enough from Twilight Princess to know that if you get knocked out of the arena, you know, that's the whole point of a sumo match. It's not to beat the crap out of someone like a boxing match. It's to push the opponent outside the ring. And in this case, you know, they both managed to hold on for dear life with their toes onto the ropes. So they kind of clashed and back, and now they're like, okay. And once again, Luffy looking like an absolute boss here, because he pulls back and he said, okay, you can do whatever you want to Kiku. I don't really give a crap, but we're going to decide it in a match. And he's just like, yeah. And we see the cool-ass cross-shaped, you know, the scar from Akainu and all that stuff. We see that, you know, he's got abs galore. He's even a little buffed up. Like he's got some meat here. It's not like just a straight flat line. It's like some actual like boom. Like he's got a little bit of line definition to just go, yeah, I'm ready to go. And he's just so happy. And then it's I forget what it's called, Luffy no Omi or something. I don't know what that translates to, but it's basically he's the sumo aspiring pirate, undefeated against Usopp. So I guess he loves sumo wrestling. I mean, you kind of got a feeling for that, and I don't know if we ever saw that on the ship. I mean, this is a huge series, guys. I can't remember every little, you know, game or something they play on the ship in the background while Nami's explaining, or Zoro and Robin are talking about something actually important while Luffy's goofing off with Usopp, Chopper, or Brook. So I don't think we've ever seen that, but there's remnants of it in Luffy's fighting style, especially with the whole Gear 4 thing. You know, he's just got the pose and stuff like that. Like it looks, you know, and just the martial arts are there almost in a way. Like the Gear 4, he booms up to a, you know, bow man sort of idea. He's got the look of a sumo wrestler, and he could kind of do the thrusting motion. It's not out of the woods, really. I think this was a great idea because, of course, we're all thinking Wano, we're all thinking swords, and it's going to be all about Zoro. And it will be. We'll have a lot of time with Zoro. I'm absolutely positive of that. But it's really cool to see that they're incorporating something that kind of, not hinted at necessarily, but this does suit Luffy. You know, we saw Luffy with a sword, of course. Luffy with a sword, I mean, come on. You know, it'll probably last another couple chapters, and eventually Zoro's going to be like, Luffy, this is a demon sword. No, you can't have that. But right now, this is more custom, while still staying traditional feudal Japan and that sort of thing. It's staying with the tradition, but Luffy gets to fight the way he likes to fight, with his fists. I didn't even think of that. When the sumo guy was first introduced, and I keep forgetting his name, But when he was first introduced, I didn't even foresee that that's a perfect opponent for Luffy. Like, not as an actual challenge, but more as a fun little chapter like this where they're actually going to have a sumo match. I just think it's really cool. So they actually do start their match, but of course Luffy with his observation hawk is just like jump, 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 not even phased, not even worried about it. Some of the crowd is actually cheering for the kid. He's like, wow, that kid's light on his feet. Go kid, but you can't win just by dodging though, sort of idea. And Urashima is pulling out all these, different techniques and stuff, and he's using like eye gouger and stuff. And Luffy's like, whoa, wait, hey, that's against the rules, ain't it? So either way, Luffy finally goes, okay, I kind of had enough of this, and he's just going to do a way giant stretch. He just throws his arm back, and he's just waiting for that thing, the elasticity to go and go and go. And the townsfolk are looking up like, what's that thing? That's kind of weird. We jump around a lot right after this. This is where the chapter really dives into a lot of stuff, and there's stuff I want to talk about. For one thing, we see Hawkins is on his way towards a sumo match. He's like, okay, one of them has a straw hat. Do not engage. Do not bloody well engage. Stay away from that guy. He's beyond all of you. Let me come. Like, wait until I get there. Of course, who is he talking to? Probably someone that's in the vicinity or something. But anyways, and then we also see Law. Law's back. Law's here, and he's taking care of Beppo, because Beppo screwed up the same way Kama did. He's eating fish out of the river. They're poisonous. Like guys, during all the whole cake, you were in Wano. How did you not know? Like, Beppo. And Law's just like, I gotta go stop Luffy, but why did you eat the river fish, you moron? For God's sake. So, or for Buddha's sake. Yeah, that. We're in Wano after all. So, yeah, so we're jumping all over the place, all these different characters. During the whole throwback thing, and Luffy's powering up for his giant giant thrust, which he does use against Urashima. In between this, before he actually wins the match, sort of idea, and of course Luffy was going to win the match. We do see, and he destroys a lot of buildings in the ensuing attack. We see Hold'em actually is taking crude ass, those pliers that no one's used for friggin' welders sort of use. These aren't electrician pliers. I'm an electrician. I've seen a number of pliers, but these are those old-fashioned welder pliers, for metal workers, blacksmiths, or ting, really old. Man, that's cool. And he's actually holding Tama up and trying to, you're torturing a little kid. We're only a few chapters into Wano. I know this is feudal Japan, and there's going to be a little bit of, torturous things, and we're going to see a little bit of old-fashioned thinking, but my God, they're already trying to tear the cheek off a little girl. How many chapters are we into Wano? 5? 6? 7? We're not even 10 chapters into Wano, and he's already torturing a little girl. My God, they needed more of an excuse to go after these guys. Now it's just okay, this Hold'em guy, he's an ass. And I've also noticed a few more features about Hold'em. For one thing, he's got the tail. He's got a tail with the lions, the lion's kind of bushy tail sort of thing. And I didn't notice before, but the whiskers and stuff, so it's not just the lion in his, that's his stomach, okay, sure. In the belt buckle region of him, he's got the lion's head, who's clearly got another, personality, and now, this is clearly an artificial zone, and clearly they don't work the same way. This is kind of two spirits, one body, kind of went wonky sort of idea, but he's also taken on some lion type, or some feline, big cat features as well, onto the human body as well. So that's kind of interesting. I didn't really notice that before. And anyways, he is tearing the cheek off of Tama, and Tama says, no, I'll give Hee back. I'm sorry. Please stop. And he goes, you know what, little girl, I heard you mention the Kozuki clan. Stop chasing ghosts. They are the demons that nearly destroyed Wano 20 years ago. Okay. All right. This I have many theories about. Many. But we're going to stick to just a couple. Because this piece of information has a lot of weight. This is what we should all be focusing on. Not the guy with the rabbit beard that no one seems to be talking about. That just looks silly and cool. Honestly, I could see that dude having like a Master Roshi personality. He's just so cool. I wish I could show him. My God, I hate that I can't do panels anymore. I don't want any copyright strikes on the new channel, so sorry guys. But anyway, go back. I forget what page it is. It's around the time of the giant thrust sort of idea after the Holden conversation. You see that Buddy's got like ears and then it's a rabbit beard. It's actually cool. I kind of like it, and I want this guy to have like just one line. I want him at the forefront. Anyways, this could mean a lot of things. A lot of things. Now, we're all talking about how Kaido is either going to win or he's going to fall. There cannot be another example of escaping Kaido, because they already did that. Oda's not going to do. This is the versus the four emperors. They could not beat Big Mom. They just didn't have the strength. The characters aren't ready to actually take down a Yonko themselves. So they had to escape. I mean, they won a moral victory, an actual like an information and a ha ha ha, we give you the finger as we fly, sort of sail away. I mean, it wasn't that simple, but they got a lot of moral victories, and they did win some fights. Luffy got a kind of a, half a W, asterisk by the W mark sort of thing against a first mate of a Yonko crew, things like that. And up to his observation haki, from what we understand, Sanji's kind of backstory has kind of come full circle. A lot of good stuff. We got a rogue poneglyph, the scribing, or the etching, they say. Really a lot of stuff. But they're not gonna do the same thing. They're not gonna find Kaido's poneglyph, grab an etching of it, and then peace out and Kaido chasing them away. No. Oda's not gonna repeat the same thing twice. And the reason I bring this up, well, for one thing, this is Wano, and we need to talk about where Wano is actually going to go, because this is kind of a slow start. I think because he used up so much platinum and gold and, rubies and diamonds with the Reverie every chapter, that now it's kind of like, okay, guys, I can't give you all the Easter eggs all at once. I need to just have 10 to 12 chapters just to tell the story of One Piece. Like, not every chapter is going to be a crucial, oh my God, 5 out of 5. So I think the slow start is remnant of the whole Reverie in the middle between the ends of arcs. But why we're bringing this up is because one of my theories is Alabasta, where the Kozuki clan, the Shogun is actually like, picture the whole crocodile thing. The people thought Crocodile was a hero and he was the good person and all this stuff, you know what I mean? So the Shogun, as far as the higher class, we know the lower class are hoping for the Kozuki clan to come back. We've seen that. But it looks like the higher class and stuff, and even Hold'em, has been deceived in some way to believe that the Kozuki clan nearly destroyed Wano. So this was a necessary evil. They're evil. They weren't good for Wano. The Shogun might not be a great guy. He doesn't say this. I'm reading a lot into it. But the Kozuki clan was going to just kill us, destroy us. Now, what does Holden mean? Was the Kozuki clan going to open the gates, to other countries? Were they going to join the world government? Were they going to? Because remember, all these things, they don't sound that bad. But remember, this is against tradition. Wano has stood by itself. You have to understand the whole Meiji era and stuff in Japan. Seriously, guys, pick up a history book sometime and read about it, and you have to understand the traditions and Japan closing their door. They did not open their doors lightly. This was a big step in history, and a lot of people did not agree with it. The Meiji era took away swordsmen with swords and things like that, like samurai, weren't worth a damn so much anymore. Things like that. It was a time of transition. So was the Kozuki clan, were they forethinkers and thought, we're going to join the world government? And everyone went, whoa, that's against tradition. Or did they say, we're not going to join the world government, we're going to get to this? Or did they say, no, we're not going to go against Kaido, we're going to stand, or we're going to go against Kaido, we're going to stand firm, something. A million different possibilities is what I'm trying to say. Why I bring up Alabasta is Hold'em, along with many, many other people in the warrior class and above, under the impression that the Shogun was right and painted the Kazuki clan as the evil ones when really he's the ones who steered them. He deceived everyone. You know, the shogun could have a devil fruit of some sort. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it's not a devil fruit thing. It could just have been a political game that he played and made it seem, you know, the whole political deception and all that stuff. And that Kaido was the answer. And the people of Wano were against the Kazuki clan by this time, you know. Just one of those situations, you know, you usually see at the beginning of a drama season sort of idea. This could be the case with Wano. It could be, but the reason I hesitate to say that is because Oda very rarely, he tries his best not to repeat himself. Now after 900 plus chapters, eventually some stories are going to look a little similar, but I don't think he's going to pull the same thing that he did with Alabasta. So I don't think that the Shogun pulled that stunt, but it's a very big possibility. Now, the other possibility is that people didn't, once again, the world government thing, maybe they were going to join, they didn't agree. There's just so much. There's just so many possibilities with this one line about how they were going to destroy Wano. What does that mean? Now, once again, guys, I've spent enough time ranting about this. I might make videos on this later or something, because otherwise this video is going to be 45 minutes by the time I'm going through all the possibilities, what this could entail. Suffice it to say, I have noted it. It is important, and this could mean so many things. They could have deceived the populace a number of ways and made them out to be traitors against Wano's traditions and stuff, when of course we probably know. And one other quick possibility before we continue, guys. What if the Kazuki clan, what if they really were corrupt? Just saying, what if they really were going to destroy Wano? Maybe for a good reason, maybe for a bad reason, but they were going to destroy Wano. Could be a possibility. They could have, like, a literal destruction or a metaphorical destruction. Either way, they might have actually been evil and went that way. There might have been corruption inside the Kazuki clan, and they were going to, you know, do some bad things, and the Shogun was like the lesser of two evils. Or they could have been, they were going to do it for the greater good. Hard to say. Lots of possibilities. Anyways, let's move on with the last bit of the chapter. Now, this is where someone in the crowd recognizes Zorojuro as the magistrate's killer and stuff, and of course he was the actual murderer of the people and stuff, and Zoro just went, done with you, sort of idea. So, Zoro's, once again, killing people in Wano. We all kind of assumed that. We assumed that Zoro would be, like, just walking around, like, getting in trouble and stuff. We all thought it'd be because of, you know, the blade and all that stuff, but no, he's just getting caught up in other crap because he's Zoro. Now, they realize that everyone's in kind of cahoots. It's like, are you a friend of the kid in the sumo match and the girl? And what's going on here? Is this some triangle affair thing going on? And Luffy just stands up and he's like, all right, bring out your boss so I can kick his ass and get the little girl back. And everyone's like, what is going on here? What is happening and stuff? And they're just all like, no, like, you know, fight them. They're rebels. They're terrible people, sort of idea. And this is where, once again, I don't know where this character is going, and I want to know what this expression is. Why is she so surprised? Because she looks at Zoro and kind of goes, you know, what should I do? What should I do? And he goes, whatever you want. I ain't going to save you. Like, so once again, the theory that this person is not a girl or is the facade, Zoro sees through this stupid facade. He sees through it, so he just doesn't have time for the bullshit. That's, at the very minimal, that much of every theory is true. Zoro knows what this woman's game is, and just ain't playing along. Like, well, you'll either die, or you should, you know, like, should I cut them? It's like, well, you better. You want to save Tama? You better do it, you know, sort of idea. So Zoro and Luffy are fighting everybody back, being like, who's your boss? Where is he? That kind of stuff. And as I said before, Tama gives this expression when Zoro, like, just talks back to her, like, I ain't gonna save you. She's like, is she surprised that a man carrying swords, sort of thing, that a man is, like, not with her charms, like, it isn't infatuated with her? Is that why she's surprised? Is she surprised by the bluntness? Or can she kind of tell the facade, because we saw her being serious, like, I am samurai, that kind of thing. And we also saw her like, okay, none of this crap, top, not cut. So what's her game? Why the facade, and why is the facade back? And why the facade for, I know they've only known each other a few minutes, but they're all on the same side. They've all invaded Bakura Town. Now, or Bakura Town. I say Bakura Town because otherwise if I say Bakura, it might be time to duel. So, since it's not time to duel, it's time for One Piece, which is pirates, not card games. Egyptians, pirates, well, I suppose there were Egyptian pirates. Anyways, the issue here is that why continue to play the facade with Zoro and Luffy as well? I don't know why. Once again, is she actually a man? Is she a member of the Kazuki clan? Is she actually, is she a double agent? Or is she a man? I mean, there's so many possibilities with this character. I don't really know. I just know that I find it odd with the facade. But one thing I do know is Zoro sees through the bullshit and probably has 50% of the truth already in his head. He's not an idiot like Luffy. So, either way, they're beaten up. Holden finally comes out and says, well, I'm here, you stupid kid. But, of course I had to come out. You destroyed my house. And that's where we see that Tama is actually in... Now, this is where I wanted Luffy to say that the lion's in his crotch. He's got a crotch lion or make some sort of pun. But no, Luffy's just like, there's a lion in his stomach. Could someone acknowledge that thing is way too low? We see his stomach. His stomach's way up here. What's all this then? If the lion down here is supposed to be his stomach, what's all this below the, all where his abs would be if he wasn't such an ugly fat ass? Just help me out here, somebody, please. Anyways, Mr. Crotch Lion has Tama within his jaws and just holding her there and I'm not giving her back, don't move, all this stuff. And it's just the classic shakedown sort of idea, if you move, she'll die. And it's he's that kind of stuff. Of course, potentially, I don't know how strong this Hold'em guy is. I mean, I can assume if he's the same level as, we haven't seen Speed, but if he's on the same kind of area, these gifters, Hawkins sort of idea, then, or not gifters. The gifters are like Batman, Gazelleman, and stuff. Anyways, these guys, if he's on that tier, then could he knock him out with Conqueror's Haki? Could he knock the lion head out with Conqueror's Haki? I don't know. Now, the observation Haki might help. I don't really know what's going to happen here. Now, Law, of course, Hawkins is on his way. Law is also on his way, or I can't really tell if that's him. He's because Bep was saying, Captain, don't leave me, because they say, Captain, Hawkins just went in and there's a fire in town and all this stuff. And he's like, damn it. Luffy, what are you doing? You've been here 5 damn minutes. And, I mean, he should have known better. Luffy gets there and just causes chaos. But Beppo's saying in the last panel with Law in it, saying, Captain, don't leave me. And so that either implies, is Law stationary? Because at first, when I first read the chapter, I thought Law was moving. Law was no, alright, enough of this. I gotta go prevent whatever's going on. I gotta get them the hell out of there and explain the situation to Luffy. I gotta get him out of there, sit him down, and be like, you can't do this shit. Or something. I took it as Law's actually already left and heading towards Luffy, where Hawkins is going, towards Luffy and Zoro and Hold'em. Now, is that the case, or is he stationary, standing there, and Bep was like, Captain, don't leave me, and he's standing there which decision do I stay? Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? Is he torn like that? I don't know which one it is. When I watched a couple other reviewers, they said, or just online in the comment sections, that was the implication they all got. I got was that he's torn between them. I got the impression that he already left, but I'm not really sure. Either way, we're not going to find out next week because hiatus. Hiatus for One Piece Chapter 9:17 until next week. Well, the week after. Either way, no chapter next week. So that really sucks. Maybe I'll get some other One Piece content out next week or something like that to tide us over. But yeah, at the end of this, they're kind of just all in standoff sort of idea. Standing there Tom is in the jaws of the lion. They're standing back like, okay, what are we going to do? Hawkins is heading, Law is heading, everyone's just all going to clash at once. So I imagine 917 is going to be a really big chapter. I'm surprised because we did get a color thing with the Shonen Jump cover with the whole McDonald's promotion with Luffy eating a big burger, and then we got the whole summer fun sort of idea with all the Straw Hats on it at the beginning of this chapter. So I'm kind of surprised they made this chapter out to be like pretty hype. And I mean, it was good, but I mean, I understand the slow pacing of this chapter. We just got I think we got oversaturated with Reverie, and Wano just seems kind of slow in comparison to the rest of them for the excitement. But I'm hoping because of this hiatus and the big stand down, and now Law and Hawkins, Luffy, Zoro, everyone's kind of all coming together. 917 will probably be a big chapter. It'll probably be really exciting, guys. I think Oda was kind of slowly building to this. So, anyways, guys, I enjoyed the chapter. What did you guys all think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Please like, subscribe, comment. As always, it is always very much appreciated. This has been Griever with your Behind the Bar reviews for One Piece. And we will see you back here next time, guys. As always, drink responsibly, and peace out.